Tim Dillon and I were on a podcast once. We were talking about some child sex trafficking scandal from decades ago that involved like government figures, and there's this child sex trafficking scandal.
You're talking about what was it called?
I could send it to
Boys
Jamie.
Town,
Do you know the clip I'm talking about? Yeah. We were just talking about it the other day, and I was like, "Dude, do you remember saying this? Because this is crazy." Here it is. I got it, Jamie. If you want, I'll send it to you. But it was essentially, it just makes you wonder, like, this is the thing that people always say, this is the horrible thing, is that really wealthy people, there's a bunch of, like, really sick, twisted pedophiles, and they sacrifice children. Like, those are always the absolute darkest conspiracies that you ever hear.
Yep.
They sacrifice children. They do this to children. And you're like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. But if someone's willing to drop a bomb on a city, just imagine the ability to just obliterate, like what we did in Hiroshima.
Yep.
Just imagine the ability to do that. Like, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to and everybody dies. Everybody dies. Like, you don't think that kind of person, especially if it's a real sociopath that's gotten into a position where they have that kind of power, you don't think they would probably exercise that kind of power in their private life in some sort of a strange way? Like, if someone's really into killing people with unnecessary wars, and they're really into watching from a distance, and they're not even involved physically, but they do things that they know are going to lead to people being dead that are totally innocent just for profit. It's a very satanic and demonic thing. We just don't think about it that way. We think like, oh, he's unethical and unscrupulous. So he's kind of demonic. Like, he's sacrificing people, women, children, elderly. He's destroying civilization just for profit.
So 2 things. One, I think in some sense,
this is the clip. Let's play this and listen to it. But I do want to hear your. I just don't want to forget this.
Scandal was a scandal out of Omaha, Nebraska, the Franklin Credit Union, where there was a guy who was embezzling money, and then he was being investigated for that. But they said he has all this money because he's running an interstate pedophile network, and he's pandering kids to, people in Washington, D.C. and New York. And there was a headline in the Washington Post or the Washington Times that were like, "Call boys get a tour of the Reagan White House."
Unidentified White House aides in the Carter, Reagan, and Bush administrations now are being investigated for using the services of a call boy ring. The paper reports that 2 of the male prostitutes were given a late-night tour of the White House last year.
And, this was a scandal with real victims who wanted to testify, and then people started dying. The private investigator they hired, his plane broke up. One of the girls that testified was found guilty of perjury, and that she was put in solitary confinement. They had to use 2 grand juries in Omaha to get rid of this scandal. And it's now it's not as sexy as like a Pizzagate or something because it happened in the 80s and 90s, but this shows you the blueprint for the government, using marshaling resources to silence people that were victims of this stuff. This is not new. Congressmen, senators, blackmail being used by intelligence agencies, none of it's new. It was pioneered by the mafia. You're having sex with somebody who's underage, then they own you forever if they have photo, audio, video of you doing that. Frankly,
who put that video together? Because that's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit out the song though. But It says it was made by Blunts for Jesus.
For sure, you got to edit out that song.
Yeah, it'll flag things up on
Can you
YouTube.
do that? Is that possible to do?
I'm an audio engineer. I think
You
I should be able
fucking
to do
wizard,
it.
you can do it.
I'll do it. Give it
So,
a shot.
sir.
Wasn't that called the Boys Town scandal or something like that?
It's called the Franklin Scandal, is what it was called.
Yeah, I remembered it when he was telling me about it, and then it came up again. I was like, "Do you remember this?" I'm like, it's things like that. If no one went to jail, this is where it gets weird. No one went to jail and no one got busted. So this is what I always say about like the JFK assassination thing. People are like, I don't think the government did it, but it seems like the government might have been involved, but you know what? It was a long time ago. Well, that stuff evolves. Just like people are way better at like banking now than they were back when they had to write things down on paper in 1963. They didn't even have fucking computers. Well, guess what? Everything else evolves too, including power and corruption. I mean, that's what this whole deep state thing really is, because it's not like if you're the president and you rely on all these other people to do all this other stuff, and they've been in that position for 40 years. And they're like, you're going to be gone in 4, dude. I'm just going to hang in here and slow everything you're trying to do as much as possible. The point is, like, they run the country. And giant corporations that donate to political campaigns and that make bills pass, and they run the country. This person just gets to run a little of it. They get to decide a few things that they do. And in that view of the world, of course, corruption that wasn't no one went to jail for JFK. No one went to jail for MK Ultra. No one went to jail for any of the crazy shit they did with Manson. No one went to jail. No one went to jail for experimenting on people with LSD and dosing up Johns in a horror house that you've created with 2-way mirrors where you're filming these people. No one went to jail. So do you think it just stopped? They're like, well, this is bad. Let's be good now. Let's be the best we can. Let's be the intelligence agency that never does something completely fucking insane.
Well, of course, I agree with all that.
But I also think they're important. I see that side of it too. The intelligence agencies are very important. Like you want a CIA that's well-funded and ethical and explores all the terrorist activity all over the world. And I think if it wasn't for them, we would be fucked. But also, there's some people in there that have a lot of power and they get a little cowboy and shit gets Western and they decide to do things. And they're like, I think we can get that guy out of power and I think we can do this. And let's find out when we dose up college kids if we can turn them into fucking serial killers.
I was looking up why no one got in trouble, and one guy got a little bit in trouble for $39 million of tax issues, but not in trouble for the abuse allegations. The abuse allegations were found to be unfounded and a carefully crafted hoax.
Oh, boy.
But not after this. You might want to read that.
Private investigator.
Boys Town.
Yeah. Hired by the Franklin Committee to what's his name? Gary Caradoni, hired by the Franklin Committee to investigate allegations, died along with his 8-year-old son. Was plane disintegrated in midair near Chicago. Foul play was suspected by the Cardoni's brother and state senator Lauren Schmidt, but was not proven by investigators. No definitive cause for the crash has been established.
And then they've said it was a carefully crafted hoax.
Yeah,
So
well,
that's why no one got in trouble.
That's a crazy hoax. It's got a convenient plane crash involved in it.
So.
Yeah. And then the lady who's in solitary confinement, weird, kind of crazy.